Hello, my name is Shelby Powers, and this is a brief introduction to developing 21st century skills, specifically in conjunction with the integration of math and science instruction. When we think of the term traditional classroom, we still tend to think of a model like this: the teacher as the sage on the stage and students as the receivers of information. After all, this is the education most of us grew up with, and it's still the default model for many secondary and higher level institutions of education. The shift to active learning is not only increasing student engagement and understanding, but is also providing opportunities for teachers to integrate the learning of specific skills needed by students for success in the 21st century. These skills include things like learning and innovation, media and technology literacy, and life and career skills such as initiative, leadership, and productivity. For my instructional focus, I'm choosing to dive deeper into the skills strand of communication and collaboration, specifically focusing on the outcome of students listening effectively to the reasoning of peers, and then being able to rephrase other students' explanations. We also want students to be able to engage in questioning in order to decipher a peer's solution to a mathematical problem and then question others' explanations using mathematical discourse. The 8th grade example for this outcome from the 21st Century Skills Map for Math asks students to work in groups to create graphical representations of common functional relationships, such as comparing school lunchroom menus with the number of students who brought lunch that day. Groups will select titles for their graphs and then provide that title to the teacher. The graphs are then posted around the room without their titles, as each group tries to figure out which title is associated with each graph. Once everyone has matched their titles with a graph, students share their reasoning for each match. When varied opinions regarding titles come up, students will discuss the qualitative aspects of the function being graphed to provide avenues for students to question their peers regarding their explanations and reasoning. I think this example provides a great method of involving students in class discussions around math. Knowing that discussing math is sometimes intimidating for kids, I would modify this activity by including accountable talk prompts for students. These are specific question and statement stems that they can use throughout their conversations to ensure that 1, everyone gets a chance to speak, and 2, the conversation remains on task and scholarly. Through the use of these prompts, I found that students disagree more agreeably and are able to articulate themselves more thoroughly. The activity also lends itself well to integrating some technology literacy skills into the curriculum. It would be a great time to introduce or review creating graphs in a spreadsheet format like Excel. The graphs could then be printed and posted for the gallery to walk, or could be compiled into a sharing platform like Google Drive. In this way, students are actually working on several 21st century skills through the same project. I'd like to acknowledge the Partnership for 21st Century Skills for mapping out what this integration can look like in math and science classrooms, as well as the WestEd K-12 Alliance for making their math and science resources free and available to educators online. Thank you for taking a quick look into what math and science integration with 21st century skills can look like in our classrooms. I look forward to continuing this work and learning more about these opportunities for developing successful futures for our students. Thanks.